And we are live again with another victim of Lisa from Reflection Ministries. This is crazy, everybody. Thank you for joining us. And we have Noemy on the phone and Christy. Christy, give a quick breakdown before we continue. And also, people are reaching out to us, y'all. Many victims, and we will get to as many people as we can. This is crazy. Christy, go ahead.
So I received a call from Noemy, and yes, and Noemy, did I call you or did you call me first?
I called you.
I thought so. Okay. Yeah. So she kind of gave me the story of everything that was happening, and I was taking notes just because there was so much. I was like, I really need Nino to hear all of this. So she goes through her story with me, and we got off the phone, and I told her I was going to explain just a little bit to you, Nino, because you like to get the story as we go along. You don't like to know every detail. You like, the story to unfold like it should. And I see another number calling me from, I think it was Texas. And I answered the phone, and they were like, "Who is this?" And I said, "This is Christy." And she said, "Hi, I am Naomi's mom, Maria. And I would like to give my side of what happened to my daughter also, and how I was kept away from my daughter and my grandchild."
Wow.
So wrote all of that stuff down. And Trinity's story was so deep. This one is too. And we are having so many people reach out to us that, like, I'm getting back to people as quick as I can, but the list is super long, guys. And just know that we will get to you.
Okay, and this is Lisa Bounds, y'all. Elizabeth Walker was arrested, her COO, for kidnapping. And again, Christy, that's why she had to ask Noemy who called who, because we've had many people reach out to us. It ain't just one, it ain't just five, it's a lot of people. And I'm going to be honest, y'all, from what we've spoken to with Trinity, what we've heard so far here, this woman right here, anybody defending her, shame on you. And I'll just leave it at that. Noemy, how are you?
I'm kind of I have a lot of anxiety, and my depression's getting really bad. Walking back and forth, trying to cope with everything, because seeing somebody that harmed you be arrested is it's very strong.
Hey, Noemy, are you on speaker? Can you take it off a speaker, please?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. It just sounds better. Okay, so when you heard that Lisa was arrested, how did you feel?
I felt very I felt a lot of anxiety. I felt a lot of happiness at the same time, but I felt like throwing up. I felt sick to my stomach.
Why?
Because of everything that she put me through when she kept my daughter from me.
Your newborn.
And she didn't want to give her back to me. My newborn baby. We were supposed to go to a doctor's visit, her 2-week doctor visit, and she kept her away from me. And when we got to the doctor's office, she wasn't there. And I had asked Lisa, "Where's my daughter?" And she would tell me, "I don't know."
Wow.
I don't know. And I couldn't get nobody to let me use the phone. And we even ran, and me and one of Lisa's coworkers went inside of the office, and I asked the office, "Can I use your phone? Because these people are not letting me use the phone." And they even asked Araceli, because that was her name, the one that took me that day, why didn't they let me use the phone? And she said, "Because we can't." And that's when my mom ended up getting in contact with Lisa. And asking her why was she keeping my baby away from me.
So would you say that Lisa is a kidnapper?
Yes, because she had no reason to take my baby. She used the excuse of me being in a C-section and I couldn't take care of my baby. But at the same time, like, why would you give me extra meds to put me to sleep so I wouldn't be bugging you about bringing my baby?
Okay.
And why would you escape from the back door if you're not trying to take my child away from me? If you're telling me to go get my ID from Tracy Morgan, and you're going to be right there with my child and you're not going to go anywhere. Why would you leave through the back door with
Okay.
with a baby that's not yours?
Okay, Christy, I don't know if you have
So
interject anything, but I want to get to the start of the story. But go ahead, Christy.
I was just going to say the part that she just talked about is, and I don't know if people caught on or not. So they have doubled Naomi's dose of medication. They have disrupted. The baby never made it to its first appointment. That the first appointment is super important,
Okay.
and they disrupted Naomi from any type of bonding and breastfeeding with her baby.
Okay. And we will get to that, y'all. Let's start from the beginning. So, Naomi, what were you doing? Because you told me a little bit about it. You're in the South Side, correct? And what were you doing whenever Breaking Bread picked you up? Go ahead.
I was sitting down there waiting because they had told me that they were sending somebody to help me. And I had already told them that my mom was at work and that's the only reason that I don't have anybody to call right now because my mom would work long
So,
hours at a nursing home.
so I'm saying you were just walking around the neighborhood and
Yeah.
Breaking Bread stopped you. Is that correct? Was it a van? Who stopped
Yeah,
you?
they stopped.
What happened?
It was a van. It was a van that takes food to people. I'm not sure what they call it, but they picked me up and they said they could help me, and they drove me to Breaking Bread and they kept me there for like it was quite a few hours until I decided to go with them. But first, Tracy Morgan showed up, and she was a black lady and involved in like I hate to say it like that, but she was the black lady that was involved in all of this because she's the one that had my child in her car when I chased them down the road barefooted.
Okay. And so you said that you're pregnant, walking around the South Side, no big deal. You weren't really in need, and Breaking Bread picked you up and took you there, and then got a hold of this woman named Tracy that worked for Lisa, correct?
Yes.
Okay, what happened next?
Tracy was trying to convince me to go to that place, to the village, and I was just like, no, I don't, I'm okay. And they're like, yeah, you can't be walking around 8 months pregnant. So that's when Lisa ends up showing up.
And when she saw you, did you think anything weird about her?
I did because she was just too nice to me.
What do you mean?
She was just
And
too nice, like she was
Naomi,
just
tell them the
Le-
part about like how many times she sat down and talked to you about the trust and all that.
she sat down with me like 3 or 4 times talking about, do you trust me, Naomi? Do you trust me? And I'm like, I was confused. I was like, I do, but I don't because I'm here. I'm already here at your village. Like, what else could I do? Like, there's no way I can communicate with anybody else.
Okay, but Naomi, before you get there though, when you first met her, you just said that she was just being too nice to you, correct? And you just thought that was weird.
Yeah, because I mean, like, she didn't even ask me anything else besides how many months I was and walking around pregnant. So I gave in and I was like, okay. She thought you could get some rest there and you could leave after you get some rest.
And who at Breaking Bread was there in charge? Do you know any names that were there that introduced you to Lisa?
I don't remember.
Okay.
It's been 5 years.
Okay.
I'm even scared to go to Breaking Bread again
Why?
because they're the ones that introduced me to Lisa. And
Okay.
from the experience I had, like it's a lot to my story. I'm just nervous right now, and I'm just like I'm getting hot and a lot of anxiety.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
Now,
here. We're here to help you through it. Just take your time.
yeah. Naomi, so would you recommend anybody going to Breaking Bread
No, I don't.
because of what happened to you, or why wouldn't you recommend anybody going there?
Because they're based on their like church based too, and it's not all what they say it is.
Yeah. I'll just say this: I'm not really too happy with Breaking Bread because they ruined the South Side. I feel it's more dangerous there's a lot. I don't know if you noticed or your mother, but there's a lot more people that are like zombies walking around. And I live in the South Side, and Breaking Bread, I think, helped bring these people here and made my neighborhood more dangerous. That's why I'm not a fan of Breaking Bread. I think they've ruined the South Side, you know. But anyways, uh, she takes you, right. You decide to go with her, and then what happens? Where do you go with Lisa to?
It was actually Tracy that drove me up there, and Lisa ended up following us. And she showed up, and that's when she sat down with me. And I had told one of the ladies I didn't feel good, so they call Lisa, and Lisa comes for me and takes her personally. She takes me to the hospital,
Which hospital?
Midland Memorial.
Okay, and what happens?
They put me on an IV. They hydrated me, and they said I was good to go home just to get some rest and not be on my feet too much. And the next day, I had more, like, couple days. It was like 2 days later. I kept having the same pain.
Okay,
And Lisa comes and tells me to get some clothes ready because she's gonna take me to the hospital because we're gonna have to have this baby if I keep feeling like this.
and you were only 8 months.
Yeah.
Okay, Maria, are you available? We have Naomi's mother on the line. Maria.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes, I'm here.
okay, Maria, thank you for being on the call here. Were you aware of this happening at all with Naomi?
No, I was at work, like she was saying. I was working in a nursing home. I was a cook there. I didn't know what was going on until after Naomi had her baby. I didn't even know she was in the hospital or she was in custody of this person.
So,
And all I know is that when Naomi had her baby, it surprised me because she wasn't due yet. And plus, when I called the hospital to verify if she was there, I mean, there was no name at all because she put her as private. So I don't even remember. I'm sorry, I'm old already. Uh, I, I don't know who gave me her number. And I called Lisa and she said, well, she's going to need Pampers and clothes for the baby. She made me waste money on Pampers, which I don't care because that was my granddaughter, you know?
I had called my mom from the
You called
hospital
me
because one of the girls said, I'm not allowed to let you use the phone, but go ahead and do it. And please don't tell nobody. I remember she was one of the nice girls that worked there.
hold on,
She was-
Naomi. So you were never able to call your mother since the day you stepped foot on Lisa's property, the Reflection Ministries.
Nope, I had to do it behind their back, and that was because one girl was working, and she broke the rules and let me call my mom, and that's how my mom knew that I had the baby. She's like, "Where are you at?" And I go, "I'm in the hospital, but these people have me like, they have people watching me
So did they have somebody there with you 24 hours a day?
24 hours a day." And that's
Oh
when
my
that call. That's when that call goes in from the the social worker calls you all the time after you have a baby to see if you have everything for the baby.
Uh-huh.
They called me and they told me, "Hey, just answer me with a yes or no." And I was like, "Okay." She goes, "Are those people there with you?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "Get your baby and go home and stay away from the street. You're good to go, but don't let none of these people hear what I'm telling you."
Everybody,
was
hold
the
on,
case where-
Christy, hold on. That doesn't sound normal. Naomi, Maria, I guess, why would they say that? Why would they tell Naomi this? Have y'all thought about
No,
this?
that's what a lot of things came through my mind when all this was happening. Like I told you, I was at work and I couldn't leave because I was the cook there. And when finally Naomi got out of the hospital, I didn't even know when she got out of the hospital. I don't know how I ended up getting Lisa's number, or I don't remember exactly, to be honest with you, but I got her number and I called her. No, she called me, and no, somebody called me, I'm sorry, and told me that it was Lisa, that Naomi needed some Pampers and some clothes to buy it for her, and she would meet me outside of my work. And I said, well, I can't go right now, but I will go after work and buy the stuff, and tomorrow you can come and pick them up here at the place where I work, because I wanted Naomi. I wanted to see her, but I never spoke to Naomi because they wouldn't let me. Lisa would give me the runs around. Naomi was okay, that she couldn't take care of her baby. And I don't know if one of the workers, Naomi, was the one that had got in contact with me. That
Yeah, it
told me
was
that
Tracy.
it was somebody,
Wow.
and said that Lisa was taking the baby to her house and not letting Naomi see the
Okay.
baby.
Okay, Maria, but before we get there, Maria, you said that she made you spend your money. So you spent your money on for nothing. Why? Why'd you say that?
Because I never got to give her the stuff that I bought the baby.
Did you ever get to see the
I
baby?
bought, no,
Ever?
she had not. No, not until after she got out of there, after she recovered her baby, when they took her away from her, and the police, Naomi went to the police station. That's when
Okay.
her stepmom went and picked her up.
Okay, so Maria, you said that you never got to give the baby any of the stuff that you bought the baby, correct? Lisa gave you the runaround.
No,
Okay. Okay.
no.
Okay. Let's go back to Naomi. So you're in the hospital. You have the baby. What happens after you get off the phone call with the social worker and they tell you this? What were you thinking? Were you already suspicious of this woman, and what did you end up doing?
Yeah, because I thought like I said, I thought I heard her say she wanted the rights, and then they tell me that, and then she's saying that she has everything, that she's already contacted all her contacts, that they have everything for the baby.
And you
And
said
she shows up to the hospital.
you said she wanted
She
the
shows
rights.
up to the
She said they wanted the rights to your baby.
Yeah,
Who
she
told you that?
There was I heard her telling because there was a teacher there at the village where she teaches. She was one of the workers, and she's a teacher. She was
And-
telling her, and they would rotate taking care of me at the hospital.
Okay, so you believe that she wanted your baby and the rights to your baby, correct?
Yes.
And you weren't crazy on anything. I mean, you've had other kids.
No,
I mean, you're
we
a good
both came
mother.
out. Me and my baby came out negative with everything.
Oh, so it's not like she can sit there and say that you're on stuff or you're a bad mother. There's nothing bad about you. She just wanted to keep your child. Is that correct?
Yes.
Naomi had told me that she had, didn't have any doings with CPS at all, that nothing. And, was it the social worker from the hospital that
From
told
the hospital.
to get away from them? See, and that's what I don't understand. Like so many people knew this. Why is this still happening? Like when you have a hospital telling you that, like, I don't know what
She
kind
was
of
in when I had the C-section, she even cut the umbilical cord.
What?
what?
Yes. And I just remember, like, I've never ever had a C-section in my life. I just remember falling back and saying I didn't feel good after the baby was out. Like,
I had a C-section. It's a major surgery.
Naomi, you said that you didn't want a C-section, and she made you get a C-section. Is that what you said?
yeah, they said that my baby, that because my baby was breached and they put me in there fast. Like, I never delivered a baby that fast.
In Midland Memorial. Who was the doctor? Do you remember?
He was a Texas Tech doctor.
You don't remember his name?
I don't remember his name.
Tech?
I don't remember his name, but I'm sure they have paperwork on that day.
Okay. Well,
medical records.
This is crazy. Okay, so you have the baby. You call your mother. What did you tell your mother?
I told her I had my baby, and she's like, "Well, where are you?" And I was trying to not talk. Well, I started talking to her in Spanish because I didn't want the other girl to understand me. And my mom goes, "Why are they watching you?" My mom was as confused. She was very confused. She didn't understand who Lisa was. Honestly, my mom thought I was in a cult.
In a cult.
Wow.
Yeah.
But Naomi, you didn't want to be in this cult, or you didn't want to be with this woman, correct?
No, I didn't. I wanted to go home, but once we got released from the hospital, we went back to the village, and that's when she showed up more often. Like, she sat me down and she's on, Naomi, do you trust me? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm here. Like, what am I supposed to do? But she's all like, well, I need to take your baby because you need to get some rest because you just had a C-section and it's going to be hard for you to take care of your baby.
And what did you tell her?
I said no, because babies are supposed to be with their mom. And she was like, do you trust me? Nothing's going to happen to you as long as you're with me. And she would tell me money talks. She goes, I got a mouth and money talks.
She said that
Wow.
money. So she's saying that she has a lot of money.
Yeah.
Do you believe that she
As
had?
long as, and
Go ahead.
as long as I was with her, nothing was going to happen to me and my baby.
That's how you felt?
She gave me the vibe at first, but then when she started hiding my baby from me, I started panicking and I started, what any mother would do, start raising hell. And that's when they started medicating me double of the hydrocodone that I had to put me to sleep so I wouldn't give them such a hard time, because I would be like, call Lisa, tell her to bring my baby back. Tell her to bring my baby back. And they were acting like she didn't answer, and they would put her on the phone to talk to me, but she would never bring my baby back.
So you were in the village and Lisa had your child. You didn't know where the child was at. Your mother didn't know where you were at, and you were stuck there and they were over medicating you and you were without a baby, correct?
Yes. I only kept my baby for one day. And that was the night that I got out the hospital. And then the next day she took my baby.
Okay.
And then she would bring her back.
Go ahead.
She brought her back one day. And that's when I locked myself in the room and they were knocking on my door and they're like, Naomi, don't do this. And I was like, no, because you're not going to keep my baby. My baby needs to stay with me. And they're like, we're not trying to keep your baby. We're just trying to help you. You just had a C-section. You can't take care of the baby. I go, yes, I can. I can take care of the baby.
This is crazy. Mom, Maria, you there?
Yeah.
You listening to this and her telling you before, what are your thoughts on all this? I mean, I know this is not normal and this is crazy. What are your thoughts about all this?
I was going crazy.
Go ahead.
I was going crazy. I was just going crazy. I mean, I went through a lot through this because I was calling. I don't know. I don't remember how I got her number. I don't know who gave it to me, to be honest with you. And finally I called her and I cussed at her and I told her I was going to kill her. You better give that baby to my daughter. And I told her a lot of things and she would just hang up the phone and I would call her again. My coworkers are witness what I would tell them, what I would tell Lisa. And she would give me the excuses. Well, Naomi is can't be able to take care of the baby. She's falling asleep with the baby in her arms, giving me a bunch of excuses. And I told her, well, you didn't come and pick up the stuff. You said you were going to bring Naomi and the baby so I could see my baby. But I was waiting for you and you never came. And she just would hang up the phone and I would call her again and call her again and call her. I threatened her so many times you don't even know. And I would
Wow.
tell her, I'm gonna kill you. I used the F word, the B word, all the, because I was very, very mad.
Okay.
And finally, when I talked to Naomi, it was when she was already at the police station and she was crying like crazy. And I'm like, what's going on, Naomi? They took my baby. And I'm like, who took your baby? And that's when she was already at the police station.
Okay.
And
All right.
Naomi can tell you how she ends up at the police station and
Let's get to
everything.
that. So they're knocking on the door to get the baby out the room with you. What happens next, Naomi? Go ahead.
I finally opened the door and Lisa goes, come here, Naomi, let me talk to you. I don't want to take your baby from you. And I'm like, well, what is it? Because I called you several times the other day and you didn't come back with my child. And she goes, look, I'm just trying to help you. What I need you to do is go with Tracy to go make a copy of your ID and your social. And you can come back and we can talk calmly. And I said, no, because I'll take my baby with me. She goes, you can't take the baby out there. It's windy. Just give me the baby and I'll wait for you right here. And me thinking, okay, I go, Lisa, give me your word that you're not going to leave with my baby. She goes, I give you my word, Naomi. So I hand over my daughter and I go run over there with Tracy to go get a copy of my ID and my social. And something told me to go back to the there's like sections, like there's one house and there's two house, there's like one house, they all have numbers on them. And I went, something was telling me to go back, and when I went back, she was gone. She had took off through the back and took off with my baby.
Were there?
And I told them I knew y'all were lying to me. Y'all all were lying to me. This ID thing and was a bunch of lies. And that's when one of the girls there that worked there was Araceli. She was my case manager, and she knew that Lisa was doing wrong because she told me, they want you to sign a piece of paper, Naomi.
What was the paper for?
It was basically saying that I could see my baby for a couple hours and then I had to give her back to Lisa.
Naomi, did you notice, because she got arrested because she was changing the baby's name? Did she call the baby the same name that you gave the baby?
I think she did, but when she brought my baby back, she brought my baby back off like with brand new stuff, like if the baby was hers, like she was just like she was in love with my daughter.
And you thought that was weird?
She was obsessed.
I think it was weird because like I've never had nobody ever do that for me. And the way she just like kept telling me, do you trust me, Naomi? Do you trust me? Like, I'm sorry, I'm getting sick to my stomach. It just made me think like, well, what do you want from me? What do you want from my, like, just let me be a mother to my child.
Yeah, it reminds me of what this person got charged. She got charged for the other baby she was trying to take. They said that she was obsessive. Like your mom said, she was obsessed with this other lady's baby in the case too. So we don't know what she's doing. People are wondering. That's why we're glad you're speaking, because we're like, where are the babies? What happened to all the babies? You know, what is she doing? But let's go ahead and continue with the story. So she leaves out the back door in the middle of the night, correct? Or was it daytime? She leaves?
It was in the afternoon.
Okay, so she leaves in the afternoon, takes your baby. What happens next?
They tell me about that piece of paper. Araceli tells me, because that was my case manager there that they assigned me to. She was a Mexican lady. And she told me, Naomi, just act like you're going to sign the piece of paper, agree with them, and they'll bring the baby back. And when you bring the baby back, just take off with your baby. We'll take you to the police station because what Lisa's doing is not right. And I told her, Araceli, why don't you help me? Why don't you stand up for me? Like, she goes, I can't. I said, why? If you know Lisa's doing something wrong, I don't have CPS. I don't have anything that troubles me. Why are you not helping me? And all she could say was, I can't. All I could do is take you to the police station. I said, well, you're going to take me and my daughter to the police station. So the next day came, and I acted like I was going to sign that piece of paper. I agreed. I said, yes, I agreed to it. Everything, blah, blah, this. I agree to Lisa taking her after I see her for the 2 hours that y'all are giving me with her, so I could supposedly finish all the classes they have. They had church classes there. They had yoga classes there. Like, it was just a lot of, to me, honestly, a lot of activities, but a lot of bullshit at the same time, because they would dress us, they would give us nice clothes, but at the same time, like, I wasn't comfortable there, because how can I not speak to any of my family members?
And be with your baby.
Yeah.
Naomi, but before you continue the story, talk about the village. What was the village? I mean, it does sound like a cult. Very weird. I heard people say it was like a 5-star prison. What was the overall your thoughts about the village and the whole?
When they say 5-star prison, they mean it was
Luxurious?
they'll cook for you. Yes, they cook for you. They dress you. They give you whatever you want as long as you stay with them.
Did you see or
It
hear?
was
Did you go ahead? Sorry.
it was two. There was another girl there. She was a younger girl. She was from out of town. They didn't let her leave. Also, she was way younger than me. And there was a disabled girl there too that had been there for a couple months. And nobody seemed to be happy there. Everybody was just like down.
Did she keep your identifying information? Did she
Yeah,
have
they kept-
control? Go ahead.
They kept all of that.
Did you ever meet Elizabeth?
kept-
Did you ever meet Elizabeth Walker?
No, I don't know if I met her. It's been 5 years. I met like 4 different people.
You remember their
It's
names?
the one in the picture, Mom.
Yeah, the one in the picture. She got arrested. Elizabeth.
Remember, I was telling you, Naomi, if you know her, if she was there at that time.
I'm not sure, Mom. It's been a while.
Okay.
Honestly, I have a PTSD and I have a lot of
Wow.
depression, and I take medication for all of that. So
Wow.
I try to.
I want to ask something. So they tell you to go get your ID and stuff, and you run back over and find out Lisa's gone. What happens next?
I start getting hysterical and I start, like acting up and telling them she better bring my baby back. And they called her. They said that they couldn't get a hold of her. And you can imagine what the next step to calming me down was. They gave me my medication, but on the medication, it says you're only supposed to take 1 pill. They gave me double.
And have you ever been on medication in your whole life? I mean, was this normal?
Yeah, I've been on medication, but not like to where I'm gonna go to
A
sleep.
zombie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Naomi, narcodones don't make you that drugged up. That must be using something else.
Wow. And Naomi, who gave this to you? Was it a doctor? Who would prescribe this to you?
The doctor, because of my C-section.
Okay. So Naomi, what happens next? Go ahead, continue.
So she shows up with the paperwork and the baby, and Lisa takes off because Lisa thinks that I'm going to be there for 2 hours with the baby and I'm going to return the baby. And from one of the girls there, I heard them say she was going to take off to Dallas. So that's when I was like, I went back into my room, I locked myself in, and I said, you need to take me to the police station. I don't want to be here anymore.
Who'd you tell that to?
I told all of them there. I told Tracy, I told Araceli, and I told all the girls that were working there.
What happened?
They said that they didn't want to take me, to calm down, just to sign the papers. And I said, I'm not signing nothing. I want to go to the police station. So I start packing everything up in the diaper bag to get everything ready. And I have my daughter in my hands and I'm not letting her go. I put her in the car seat and I don't unlock that door until I hear them say, okay, we're going to take you. And finally, Tracy says they're going to take me to get my things and get the baby in the car. And once I'm walking out the door, I forget, I put the diaper bag down on the floor, but next to the door, because I'm already like anxious to leave. And when I'm getting to the car to put the baby in the car seat, to put her in the back, Tracy looks at me and she's all like, come on, go get the diaper bag that you left right there on the side of the door. And I was like, no, it's okay. I'll buy her everything. My mom will buy her everything once we get home. And she's like, Naomi, just get the bag. She's going to need it. And I go, no, because you're lying to me. She goes, no, I'm not. So the baby, I had put the baby in the back already. That was when I was climbing in. That's when she told me to go get the diaper bag. So I run and get the diaper bag, and once I come right close to the door, I just hear the doors lock.
What?
And I start banging on her door or her window door, and I'm like, open this door, open it now, give me my child. And she was like, nope, nope. I was like, why are you doing this to me? She starts reversing her car.
Who did? Who was reversing the car?
Tracy
Okay.
started reversing her car and trying to leave. So I had slippers on. I had just had my baby. I was in slippers, and I still had my C-section. Like, it was brand, like, I wasn't even a week.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I had a
You understand?
C-section. Yeah,
Like,
that's tough.
and I ran towards that car, and that's when Araceli pulls in with her big old truck, and she's like, Naomi, get in the truck. I was like, no, she's taking my baby. She goes, we're going to take you to the police station. We're going to take you to the police station. And I was like, no, you're not. Y'all been telling me this. I said, I just want my baby back. She goes, please just get in the car, in the truck. So once I get in the truck, Araceli starts telling me, Naomi, you need to go to the police station. And mind this girl, Araceli, is the one that works for Lisa. And she is telling me to go to the police station because what Lisa's doing is not right.
Okay, so what happens?
So me and her are sitting there. She goes, what do you want me to do, Naomi? And I was like, I want you to help me. Araceli, help me. Like, why is she doing this to me? She goes, I don't know, but you need to go to the police station and report her. And I go, why can't you get off with me? She goes, I just can't, Naomi. I can't. All I can do is drop you off. I said, are y'all dropping me and my baby off at the police station? And Tracy was in front of her driving. And she goes, do you want me to pull over and verify? And I go, yes, I want you to make her stop and let me get in the car with her. And she wouldn't let me. So when we're like not too far away from the police station, Tracy's still acting like she's going to stop at the police station. And once we get close to the police station, she turns on a different street. And Araceli pulls up to the police department and tells me to get off. And I said, what about my baby? Why did she take off? I'm sorry. I'm getting really
Take your time. Take your time, Naomi.
Take your time. You're doing really good. I know it's hard for you. Just take your time.
Damn, Chrissy, this woman is.
and I don't know what to do because I don't have nobody's number. I don't even know what to tell the cops at this point because I don't know, like, if I'm in the wrong or they're in the wrong. I get up there and I tell them, hey, I need to report a kidnapping. And the cops were like, they get all my information, they put me in the office. And the first thing they asked me, you're not on CPS, you're not on. I said, no, I'm not. I'm not on nothing. I don't have CPS on me. I'm good. So I give them Lisa's phone number and Tracy's. I give them all the information. Lisa starts forwarding their calls. So a detective comes in and tells me, Naomi, she's giving us the runaround. They said that she took off to Dallas. And I'm like, what? I go, she took off with my baby. They go, we don't know yet. But she's not wanting to cooperate with us.
Wow.
And then like an hour later, they're like, if we take you to this village place, do you remember where it's at, exactly the location? Because they're not answering us anymore. They don't want to give us any, like, they don't want to cooperate. So we're going to have to put an Amber Alert.
Oh, thank God they did that. And what happens next?
Did they do? Yeah, did they
And then,
do
like,
that?
They were about to until they heard a baby. The detectives were in there with me, and we heard a baby cry. And it was my daughter.
Oh.
But with my daughter, there was CPS. So Lisa had called, since she has a lot of money and she knows she got the good mouth, she called a lady of CPS on me.
And what was the reason that she gave that she called CPS? They have to give you a reason, like for abuse, neglect, whatever. What did they say to you?
Neglect.
Wow.
Yes, I remember that.
And neglect. And her name was started with an M. What was
She
her name?
very
Mom?
rude. Yeah, it was that
Um,
half-breed lady.
It's okay. if you don't know.
Maritza. Her name
Maritza
was Maritza.
with CPS.
Maritza. With CPS.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So what happens now? You're in there. They walk in with CPS, and who is with CPS? Tracy or Araceli?
Nope. None of them were.
So they like dropped the baby and left.
Yeah, CPS had your baby in their arms.
No, they had. It was Maritza and some other guy from CPS, and they said that now I had an open case.
Oh wow.
Whoa. They weaponized CPS on this lady, y'all. Okay, so what happens next with the police, and what happens at this point?
Nothing.
Nothing after that. I don't remember if they told me if I wanted to press charges, but I mean, you would think that they would press charges because you took my child from me. You had me running like a maniac with a big old cut in my stomach chasing you guys.
Yeah, she forgot to tell that part, that whenever the lady took off with her baby down the road, she is literally running down this road 1 week post C-section trying to catch this vehicle. You still had staples in your stomach and everything at that point, right?
Yes, and there was like three workers there that quit working there after what happened to me because I've ran into them and they're like, I remember you. Some of them worked at Safe Place and they remembered me. They remembered me and my story with my daughter, and they told me that's why I quit, because of what they did to you. I could not. They knew that Lisa was in the wrong, and I promised with my hand up to God, she was in the wrong. I wasn't.
And see, for me, I'm sorry to interrupt, but for me, what they did to Noemy, that lady should have got put in jail. Whoever that girl took the baby in her car.
Yeah.
Obviously, how come they never went and they didn't arrest her right there?
Yeah.
It passed so many hours for her to return the baby back. And that's my concern, why the police department, Milan Police Department, didn't do nothing. They could avoid all this what it's going on right now. God knows who else lost their baby from this sick woman.
I agree. And we're going to hold them accountable. Mark my words. Noemy, so
how
go
ahead.
Well, I was going to say, Noemy, what happens next? You get your baby, you have an open CPS case. Keep going.
Yeah, I have an open CPS case. They
were being hard on Noemy.
They were being hard on me. I had to be watched, supervised. Lisa was still being in contact with the CPS lady that was my caseworker. And from what I know is CPS is not allowed to talk to anybody about your case. And she kept Lisa updated with all my information.
Okay, well, we're going to notate that, Christy.
And you know where the weird thing is? That Noemy mentioned and Christy mentioned that when Noemy had her baby, the baby never got to the doctor after her 2 weeks.
I mean, what happened, Maria, is they absolutely withheld the bonding with the mom, the possible breastfeeding with the mom, and any kind of, they're doing they're doing harm to the baby and to the mom both.
I
And
I would say
that
lawsuit,
she needs a plan.
Lawsuit.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a lawsuit right
Yeah,
here.
and I talked to a lawyer, and the lawyer said that there's nothing we can do.
Why can't you do anything?
We'll help you.
Excuse me?
What lawyer said?
Go ahead.
Why did they say that? What did they say?
That was a civil court thing, that I can't sue the county or I can't sue the lady. Of course, look at Naomi. I mean, if you can hear Naomi, the way she talks, she's traumatized. You don't know how many nights she calls me, and tells me, Mom, I have triggered nightmares. And
I'm
then
sure she does.
not all that, her daughter passed away a month later. All that triggered Naomi very bad. And why? Because of this evil lady. But Naomi went through. And not only Naomi, I'm speaking for all the girls that she did this to.
And there's a lot. There's a lot.
As a mother, I swear to God, I'm very, very stressed. And I hate to see my daughter like that. And when that cop called me and asked me about my daughter, and they were investigating her, I was like, thank God, Jesus, because justice is coming one
So
way or another.
Maria, the person that called you, was that from a detective from MPD or was that Homeland Security?
I think it was the police department here in Midland.
Okay.
Because they told me that they found my name had came up when they were investigating it, and like it was Homeland Security that came to see me.
Oh, hold on. So you're saying recently that Homeland Security just got a hold of you, right?
Yeah, in March.
Oh, okay, we'll get to that. So let's finish the story. This finish it up here. So you have the baby under tight CPS watch. What happens next? I mean, I know you lost your child. What happened?
They said she passed away from SIDS.
What's
Sudden infant death syndrome.
okay, Naomi? And what do you think about that? What do you think about that happening?
I'm confused. I don't know what to think.
I hope she didn't do nothing to my granddaughter. But the autopsy, that's what he says.
I guess I don't want to go too much into it, but I guess the baby, was it in the baby's sleep, or how did you find the baby?
Yeah, they were both asleep.
We were
Okay.
both asleep, and I woke up, and she looked like a doll, and I was like, she didn't look like herself.
Hija, tranquila.
She didn't look like herself, and she just looked like a doll.
I am so sorry.
Okay.
But, we could have took her to the 2-week doctor, but she was hiding her from me. Like, if there was anything wrong with her, they would have told me that at the hospital. They would have,
Yeah, because that first exam is really important because they check, once again, hearing, eyesight, heart stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the worst visits to ever miss is the first visit.
And we were literally outside, me and Lisa arguing outside, and I was telling her, I even called her a bitch. I remember, you bitch, give me my daughter. She goes, I don't know where she's at. And that's when my mom's like, why would you tell her you don't know where her daughter's at? If you know what she's going through, like, why would you tell her that?
Oh, yes, I remember that time. Yeah.
Okay. So Naomi, your baby passes, and I guess how does your life go from that point? Did you hear anything from Lisa from that point to I guess till now? Did you ever hear from her?
Yeah, I heard from her one time. And it was because I called her. I had a lot of anger inside of me. And that's when she told me that she knew when my baby passed away and how she passed away and everything.
She knew
And
it.
I just hung the phone up.
She knew
by CP. I get she knew that the baby passed away. She knew where I was. She knew everything about me.
Because CPS was
Wow.
giving her all the information.
Okay. And what kind of lady
That's
would?
100% illegal.
Yeah, we're going to work on this. Chrissy's a ex caseworker in law enforcement. Naomi, what was her? What was it about Lisa? Because she takes pictures with Chief Snow, with all these big wigs and big money people in the law enforcement in the city, and they even made her the mayor for the day. My wife thinks that somehow she can probably get found not guilty of these charges because she's a real good talker. What do you think about Lisa
Exactly.
as
There
a
you
person?
go.
Yeah, well, what do you think about her
There
as
you
a
go. You just said it. You just said it. You know, a talker. That's what she would tell me. That she had a good mouth and nothing was going to happen because she had money and she was a good talker. Exactly what you said is what she is and what she gets away with, why she gets
And,
away with things.
and unfortunately, she's right because we looked up the figures of her revenue and how
9
much
million.
the assets are worth. Yep,
She's
$9 million,
made $9 million and has millions in assets, and they give her money from
7
grants.
million.
They give her all
Yep.
this money from the grants and the city and the state. She gets a lot of money from everybody.
You see poor women, they're abused.
Yep.
Oh,
And I see her, she takes advantage of women.
And the situation they are.
Yeah, I agree.
She's a psycho. That's what she is.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, if it would have only been one person, and I am 100% against any victim shaming at all. I think that the courts are going to figure all this out. But if it was one person, okay, whatever. But whenever I tell you that, like, it would take me probably a week and a half to get back to all these people that have reached out wanting to tell their story. So it's not just like you and Trinity are telling the story. We even have ex-workers that want to remain anonymous to tell us stuff. So,
and it's probably the same workers that were there and they knew Lisa was doing wrong.
Yeah.
Well, we're not in danger, are we?
In danger of what?
I mean, I would hope not.
About this, what we're doing? So I don't want her to, since she's rich and, she can come after me or come after my daughter.
No,
absolutely not.
I think, to be honest, she's going to be done. If they find her guilty, we've heard that Homeland Security's. I mean, y'all spoke to them, but they're all over this case, and I think there's going to be more charges. And trust me, we're not going to let her get away with this. Not in this city. She's done for. She's done for.
Whenever Nina gets involved in something,
yeah,
yeah,
she has bigger problems to worry about than y'all. No offense. Okay, so let's get back to this real quick. Naomi, what happens whenever you hear about her getting busted and arrested for this current charge? And go ahead.
I call my mom. A friend actually messages me and tells me, "Is this the same lady you were talking about?" Because I had told her, and she's like, "Yeah." I go, "Yes, that's her. That's her." And I felt a lot of anxiety, but at the same time, I felt very like God is good.
Yeah,
God is good because He knows that I have no reason to lie. And what I went through was something hard.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine.
Naomi, what happened when the Homeland Security got a hold of you in March? What happened there? They called you, and what happened?
They called my mom. And my mom called me, and she said that they wanted to talk to me, a detective, just about the case of Catalina. And I was like, "For what?" And they're like, "Because They're opening an investigation. She didn't tell me much. So I got a hold of them, and they told me they needed help because my name came up, and everything I'm telling you guys, I told them. And they asked me if they would come back with pictures of people involved, would I be able to recognize them?
Oh, and we'll leave it at that because I don't want to say too much more. But yeah, that's I'm pretty sure they're gonna some. We've already been hearing a lot of people are getting in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Noemy, winding down here. How do you feel? Are you happy that she's arrested? What do you feel about her now?
I am happy she's arrested, and I hope that there's justice, because there's not just me; it's several girls that were there and went through the same. We might have had different situations, but we all went through the same.
Naomi, I want to ask one question that was just kind of unclear to me. Why did she keep referencing that she was going to Dallas?
I have no idea. That was the story they told me, that she was going to Dallas. I have no idea why she was going to Dallas, but that was in the air. And
I just wondered because three things that I've read about show how Dallas is very involved in the things that she did. So I was just curious if you knew anything more about that.
No, that's all I know.
The baby over there.
I'm not 100% sure. We haven't interviewed quite a few people, but
She went. No, she went. She went. Sorry, Christy. She went to take the baby.
No, you're good.
The baby was in Dallas with a woman. So this is what happened. I don't know if y'all know the case, but I know a lot about it so far. But the affidavit came out that she had a baby. A lady was having a baby. She had her sign her rights. I guess kind of like Noemy, but she did it before she had the baby in case something went wrong in the pregnancy. But she didn't sign her rights over. Once the lady had the baby, Lisa tried to get the rights of the baby through a judge. So once she did that, the judge said no, and the woman went back to Dallas, and Lisa was arrested because she went to Dallas in a hotel and was, I think, allegedly trying to take the baby back. So she has charges from Dallas for kidnapping.
Yeah, that's right, because she had been given temporary guardianship, but whenever she went and applied for permanent guardianship, the judge said no, that the baby was supposed to be turned over to the mom, and Lisa refused to do it. Yeah, I remember all that now.
Naomi mentioned something when them people from that. Naomi, didn't you say that people that came and talked to you, that you thought that it was the FBI or Homeland, they were from Dallas, right?
Yeah.
They were not from here, from Midland. They came from Dallas, all the way to Dallas to talk to Naomi.
Wow.
Yeah. And they even asked Naomi, how come the police department didn't do nothing about it?
They asked, they asked that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They said that they didn't understand why the police department didn't go ahead and press charges
or investigate. Yep. Once again,
Wow.
MPD sweep something under the rug.
So let me ask Naomi, Maria, do y'all think that somehow Lisa has connections with the police, the CPS, for them to
Yes, I think so.
I think she has connections with the CPS.
What about the police?
I'm pretty sure too, because for her to say she got some good mouth, I mean, what else could that mean?
Well, she did take a picture with Chief Snow, her and Elizabeth. They took a picture with the police smiling, so I'm pretty sure they know her real good. So
yeah, because there was no arrest. They have the files, because how the Homeland Security found out about Naomi? That's what I don't understand. And seeing Naomi, with all this happening in her life, all the trauma she went through, you have to understand that Naomi has some issues, understanding stuff sometimes, because what she's been through.
yeah.
And when At me, I try to call the news. Pati Casa, she said she was going to help me. She never returned my call.
Wow.
The news here, everybody's scared of Midland Police Department.
We
That's
ain't.
the way I see it.
We ain't afraid of them.
No, I'm not. We're definitely not afraid.
Okay.
Not near one of them.
Okay, we're going to wind down the interview. I want to give the last words to Noemy and her mother, Maria. Final words for anybody watching this. You know, just tell them how you feel. What would you want to tell anybody, victims, the police, anybody? The floor is yours. You haven't never got to tell your story. Maria, what would you want to tell everybody listening? Tell them right now.
Well, thank you for listening, and to everybody, all them girls, young girls, women, do not trust any of these ministries because we really don't know who they are. They dress as cheaps, but they're evil people. They're evil. Do not trust nobody.
Yep.
Because they have harmed so many women. It's not only my daughter. I'm talking for all the girls that are involved in this.
Yeah.
Do not trust nobody. Thank God they gave my granddaughter back, but fortunately she passed away. You know, but what can we do? I mean, her case was thrown through the side and never done nothing for it. But a good thing I could tell you that I'm so glad that Noemy could help that other girl by telling her story to them people.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You know, from
Go ahead.
from the strong people reaching out to us, we're just getting more and more people that are wanting their voice to be heard. So we really appreciate you, Naomi, for being brave and doing this.
To talk. Don't be afraid of talk. You know, don't stay quiet. Because look at the consequences of not talking, of being afraid of this lady.
Okay. Naomi, final words. What do you want to say to the victims, even Lisa or whoever you want to talk to right now? The floor is yours. People are watching. They're going to watch later. What do you want to say to everybody, Naomi?
Basically just want to say one thing and one thing only. Lisa, I hope you pay for what you've done to everybody, to all these women involved, and to the victims. Don't give up and don't trust anybody that it's nothing but lies to you. And thank you for hearing my story. It just helps you pay for everything that you've done.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you, Naomi. Thank you, Maria. If y'all need anything, let us know. And we are ending the video now. God bless everybody watching now and on the repeat. Justice for Naomi and everybody else that was hurt by this wicked woman. God bless.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.